Have you ever found yourself pressing the F4 key or manually adding dollar signs to your formulas just to lock a cell reference? It works, but it's clunky, repetitive, and honestly, it's a bit old school. So in this video, I'm going to show you a much smarter way to handle absolute cell references in Excel 365. A method that lets you stop typing the dollar sign or using F4 entirely. And once you see it, you'll see how simple it is and you'll wonder why you didn't switch sooner. If you want to follow along, you can download a copy of the practice file from the link in the description below. Here's a list of training courses offered by the training team at the Excellent Ice Cream Company. In each cell in column D, I need a formula to calculate how many places are left on each course. I'll simply subtract the number of bookings from the maximum attendees. But because the maximum attendees is in a single cell, G2, I'll need to make G2 absolute so that when the formula is copied down column D, G2 remains fixed or locked. So if I go over to D3 and type equals G2 and then press function key F4, it puts the dollar signs in. Of course, I could have typed the dollar signs in myself, but the F4 key is the shortcut. And then minus C3. Press enter and copy that down. And I get the right results. Now, rather than doing that, if you're using Excel 365, and I think you can do this in Excel 2021 and Excel 2024 as well, there's a simpler way to do it. So I will select all those formulas and delete them and go back up to D3. And in D3, I'll type equals and select G2, then minus, but instead of just saying C3, I'll select C3 through to C9 and press enter. And we get the correct results. By specifying a range instead of a single cell in the part of the formula after the minus sign, Excel generates a dynamic array, which in simple terms means we have a single formula in D3, and this formula has generated multiple values, and those values spill or extend into the adjacent cells down column D. In this example, I have a list of US dollar prices for each product that our ice cream company sells, and I need to calculate the prices in euros, English pounds, and Australian dollars, and I have the exchange rates over here. In the old way of working, I'd enter a single formula into C3 and copy it down, and then copy all the formulas in column C across to D and E. And to do that, I'd need to use partial absolutes where you only have one dollar sign, so that column B remains fixed as I copied it across, and row 3 remains fixed as I copied down. Let me show you. In C3, I'll put equals and select B3, and then press F4 multiple times until I just get the B absolute, and then minus H3, and press F4 multiple times until I get the row absolute. Press enter, copy that formula down, and then copy all the formulas across. Now all I have to do, if I delete those formulas, now all I have to do is multiply together the two ranges, and I don't need any dollar signs. So I'll put equals, select B3 to B12, multiplied by H3 to J3. Press enter. I'll do one more example. In column H, I need some XLOOKUPs to calculate the insurance cost of each vehicle based on the insurance band. So one way of doing that would be to use XLOOKUP by putting equals XLOOKUP, open brackets, selecting G3 because that's the insurance band, selecting J3 to J8 as the lookup array, and having to make that absolute, comma, and then selecting K3 to K8 as the return array and make that absolute. And then copy that formula down. And the reason that I made column J and column K absolute is so that when I copied these formulas down, they all referenced column G on that row, but they all referenced that range and that range in columns J and K. So there's an alternative way of doing that if I delete those formulas, and that is to put equals XLOOKUP, so it's still an XLOOKUP, and select G3 through to G20, and that is the lookup value or lookup values, then a comma, and select again, as I did before, J3 to J8, comma, K3 to K8. So the second and third arguments have not changed. It's the first argument that's changed. The key is, instead of specifying a single cell, G3, as the lookup value cell, I've specified the entire range, G3 to G20. When I press enter, again, I get the correct results. Of course, I could have just made J3 to K8 into a table, and then I wouldn't have needed the dollar signs at all, but I'd have still ended up with 18 XLOOKUPs in column H, whereas doing it this way, I only have a single formula in H3, which saves memory and improves recalculation speed. And by the way, if I did have a table, I can still use the formula that I've just shown you, because it's the first argument that is the important one here. Specify the first argument as a range and not as a single cell. I hope the video helped you out. If it did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like more Excel tips and tricks, check out my website at theexceltrainer.co.uk. As always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. But until then, have an excellent day.